good brain trust and maybe take a group. Steve and I had talked about this, actually his idea. He said we need to get a brain trust of people like Bob here. He builds a product. I don't know where you have the parts and forms made and that type of thing, but maybe it could come closer. I started with somebody up towards Roseville, and now Owens has this capability of producing mines, so that can be counted. And we can, Steve's manufacturing some of his stuff here in county and that type of thing. And everything that we can do to build our area up and bring in outside money, and that's what we'd like to see. So that's all right. We kind of go that direction, okay?
John, great presentation. I appreciate that. That was a good segue into what I want to share today. Before I do start, though, I'd like everybody to stand that has a brain. Okay, everybody please stand up if you have a brain.
You have to be really high quality.
Yeah, we'll start real simple. You know, I don't like sitting too long. As I get older, I like to move around. Okay, how many here sit down if you've never prayed the Lord's Prayer in your life? Okay, everybody here has. All right, sit down if you, or stay standing if you've ever attained a patent on an idea that you had. So you currently have a patent. And I can own the patent. Okay, all right. How many, now don't sit down yet, how many of you have built a business around your patented idea to keep standing? Okay, that's good. How many of you have made a profit at the patented idea that you built the business around? Okay. All right. And, all right, well good. Now, go ahead and you can have a seat now. Now what I just did with y'all was not my idea. I've seen people do this before at many meetings. You know, it's been proven medically if you sit too long, at least I did in college, my brain kind of shuts off. So you got to get the blood flowing. So I borrowed another man's idea just now to have you all kind of get your neurons firing. Well, I'd say probably 99% of all patents that are issued in the United States are not a pure original product. They're an improvement on somebody else's idea that somebody long ago came up with. And I'm a chemical engineer by training. One grandpa was a dirt poor hog farmer in southern Missouri. And by the way, y'all are blessed with the best soil in America right here in Illinois. That's all I can say. My other grandpa was a pastor in a southern Illinois church, Jacob, Illinois, for 50 years. So I kind of have a bad combination of a farmer and a preacher. So you have to bear with me. But, you know, it says in Ecclesiastes that God made man upright, but then man came up with inventions. Now, in that case, he's talking about bad inventions. But I'm going to talk to you today about the good inventions that each and every person in this room has the capability to come up with, because every person in this room is blessed with a brain that is more powerful than the most powerful supercomputer that our government has ever come up with. And so I'm going to go over the patent process real briefly, and then also how to become a great inventor, which kind of ties into what Sean has shared on how to launch a successful business, because they both go hand in hand. The patent process, in a nutshell, a U.S. patent is the right to sue somebody. Okay, in a nutshell, that's what it is. You can get a patent on your idea, and I can go build my factory and sell your product all I want. Your patent doesn't have any effect on me until you're willing to sue me. And then you go hire an attorney, a law firm, to file suit, and then you can shut me down, you can sue me for infringement. I'll have to pay you a settlement fee. Just in, I guess it was 2012, there was a record number of lawsuits over patent infringement in the United States, because the patent laws have been changing now through the years. And they passed this AIA, which is American Invention Act, I believe, rest of the world as far as our patent laws. That was just a couple of years ago. Prior to that, for the past 100+ years, we had a patent system where if you came up with an idea and you were the first person to come up with that idea, you could get a patent. Now you had to prove that you were the first person. And so I've been working for inventors now for 35 years, and we would teach them, and this is still a good process. When you come up with an idea, write it down, reduce it to writing, sign it, date it, have someone you trust, your spouse, your closest friend, witness it and sign it. Okay, that was the practice we always did for 32 of the 35 years I've been involved in intellectual property. Well, now with the new law, it's the first person to file a patent application gets the patent. So someone else, you may have come up with the idea, but somebody else came up with it after you, but they filed the patent, you're out to lunch, okay? Now they can sue you if you use their idea. So keep that in mind. There's a couple different ways to protect your idea. Number one is don't share it openly with others. If you come to a workshop like this and you haven't gotten a patent on file yet, you can talk in generalities, but don't disclose too much about your idea. First, have the party you're sharing with sign a confidentiality agreement. And I can get those to any of you if you need one. I'm a registered patent agent. I call them patent engineers. As Sean mentioned, there's many vocations you need to be licensed in, and one is to prepare and file patent applications with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office in Washington. You can file on your own personal idea, but to do it for others, you have to pass a patent bar exam, and it's about a 6-hour, incredibly hard exam, covering all the rules and regulations of patents and patent law and all that. And I've passed that. You also have to be either a degreed engineer or a mathematician or a scientist. Now you can hire a patent attorney, and that's who I used when I was an inventor starting out, and we hired the company patent attorney. And currently I think they charge about $300 an hour for their services. Currently I charge $100 an hour because I don't have any law school loans to pay off. Now with Owen, I give him a discount because Lisa feeds me whenever I come over to his house. That alone is worth a discount. Also, we both homeschooled our kids. So I gave him, if any of you homeschool your kids, I'll give you a discount. So I have a little quiz here. I noticed on the way over here as I'm driving up from, I live in Wildwood, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. And just as I'm driving along, I'm going, there's an invention. Now there's another invention. Then I got to thinking about, and I just wanted to ask kind of a general question to the group. What are some of the most famous, most useful inventions that you can think of? Can anybody give me one?
Light bulb.
The light bulb. Everybody thinks of the light bulb. Okay, who invented the light bulb?
A couple of people.
Well, you're right. The original incandescent light bulb was invented by Thomas Edison. Now, Thomas Edison actually failed at inventing the light bulb 300 times. He evaluated all these materials. The filament was the hard part. How to come up with something that could heat up and glow that bright and not burn up. And he tried this, he tried that, he tried 300 different ways. And years later, after he's, of course, filthy rich, somebody asked him, you failed 300 times. He said, no, I succeeded 300 times in showing what would not work as the filament. Finally, he discovered tungsten would work as a filament. So the first mark of a great inventor is be persistent. Don't give up. Okay. Now the patent process basically is you have to prove 3 things to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and I'll just talk about U.S. patents. It has to be useful. It has to be